Hey guys, what's going on? This is Knife Standards. Today I am doing my Knife of the Year video 2024 and I'm pretty excited about it. There are 3 knives in the countdown or whatever. I've narrowed it down to 3 knives. So we're going to do like a 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place. So if you want to skip ahead and go right to the 1st place and see who won, feel free. But all 3 of these knives are pretty epic in my opinion, and they're my favorites of the year. So we will get into that in just a second. But first, if you're not already following me on Instagram, you can check out my stuff at Knife Standards. Of course, subscribe to this channel. It means a lot. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers, which is super cool. And of course, my designs are at knifestandards.com. You can check out the RR3s. And also our Station Expresses are up now, both in Vanix Super Clean blade steel. All right, so coming in at number 3, we'll get right into it. We have a knife from MBK, Monterey Bay Knives. Came in this nice little leather slip. I'll put it back in for a second. Boom, there we go. This is the Valar. Oh, there we go. Just incredible. I mean, look at that thing. It is a slip joint. I know it's pretty crazy. If you guys know me, I don't do a lot of slip joints. I'm not a huge slip joint fan or a guy, or it's not usually my jam. I like locking knives mostly, but this was so good I had to put it on the list. Coming in at number 3, the Valar from Monterey Bay Knives. Check this thing out. And just real quick, it's not only about, for me, because of course this is my opinion, it's not only about the quality of the knife and the design and, the craftsmanship and everything that goes into the actual product, but it's also the people behind the product. For me, that's how I decide my knife of the year, and that's how I'm deciding it this year for sure. So this is Sanford Owen and Ray Laconico's company. Sanford Owen was actually next to me at the Blade Show. So it was super cool, awesome guy. We got to talk a lot. We were next to each other for, 8 hours at least both days. And I'd actually already picked this one up, so we were talking about it. But look at this, mother of pearl, abalone. So you guys can see that. It's a little hard to see the middle inlay. Yeah, wow, look at that. Wow. But again, the person behind this knife and the company, Sanford Owen, super cool, super nice guy, was giving me a ton of great advice, and we were talking knives and just having fun, having a good time at Blade Show. So let's get on to the knife. Comfortable. This is in what blade steel? K390. Yes. Super, super thin, full flat grind. Ergos, incredibly comfortable. I love mother of pearl and the abalone like that. Oh my gosh. So mother of pearl, I mean, they already had me. Look at this thing. The profile is awesome. The walk and talk, for me, perfect. Not too strong. The spring is not too strong. And I can actually grip a hold of it. I don't need to get my nail in the nail nick. It's easy, there's some snap to it. There's some resistance, but it's easy. I can close it and open it when I want to, as I want to. So this is number 3. Coming in, my 3rd favorite knife of the year, the Valar from Monterey Bay Knives. Really cool. Coming in at number 2, I'm sure you guys could guess this, but this is the Sonora. Have you guys seen this before? Machine-wise, Sonora. Flipper only. This is one of the first ones. I think this is number 30-something. Again, oh, there we go. 33. The action is awesome. We have a brass bolster and a couple really, for me, really impressive things about this. Number 1, of course, the design, the machining, but this is what it came in. 3D printed case, super cool. You get some scented grease or lube for the knife. It's on bushings, so kind of like washers and bushings. I haven't taken it apart. I don't plan on taking this one apart, but there you go. Fine step over pattern, final QC, MagnaCut. They Rockwell test every knife, 63 HRC. And this is really cool. This is the other part of the bolster. So you can see, it says this was your bolster. Really awesome. And then they give you a Torx. So super cool presentation. One of the best presentations I have seen. And on top of that, the guys over at MachineWise, I was messaging with them back and forth a little bit. Again, super cool, really helpful. And I'm sure some of you are thinking, oh, you know, every knife guy is, you know, every maker, every designer, they're all cool, they're all helpful, it's awesome. It's not the case. It's not the case. I've messaged plenty of, even with just like one-off questions or just to say hi, I've messaged plenty of people and they either don't answer, they leave me on red, they're not nice, they give me like a, kind of like an a-hole, like half-ass response. To me, it's okay, but for me, I don't care how amazing your knife is, it turns me off from buying the knife. You know, it turns me off from the design or whatever it is. So, having said that, the MachineWise guys it's a super small crew. I think it's like 5 or 6 of them in Arizona. They're super nice, super cool, responsive. I really enjoyed talking with them. Now let's get on to the knife. Ergo's really comfortable. I mean, one of the most comfortable knives I've handled this year. It's a button lock. No button stick, which is a common issue with a lot of traditional kind of plunge button locks. And if you're noticing, wow, where is all the hardware? What's going on with this knife? It is an integral. So this is one solid chunk of titanium. They have milled out these little speed holes on the back. I love this taper, the MachineWise logo, really cool. And of course the milling pattern, the step over milling, feels great. Just a little bit of texture, starting to get a tiny bit of patina on the brass. Whew. What a knife. The clip, at first I was not a fan of it. It is reversible. You can put it on either side if you're left-handed. But the clip actually works really well. Let's take a look at the blade. Drop point, got this awesome finish on the tip. I know some people were hating on that, but I think it's great. I like that a lot. Kind of like a beat up, blasted stonewash. Pretty thin. It is flat ground, pretty thin. And you do have this little extra little spot for your finger, but I prefer down here. Again, action, super smooth. If I had one critique on this guy, it would just be to have the detent just a little bit stronger. And I think that they did strengthen, this is one of the earliest ones, but I think they did strengthen it on the latest model. So if you buy one now, I'm pretty sure it is stronger. There were a few changes that they made. Having said that, it's not too soft. It's good. But if it was just a little bit stronger, I think that would be awesome. You can check out the centering, looks great. This is a killer knife. I mean, really, really good stuff. I'm looking forward to their newest folder, their latest folder that they're coming out with. They're prototyping it now. But what a cool, this is definitely, I'm filing this under knives I will never sell. I mean, it's just fun to use, easy to carry, and it's definitely like a functional work of art, you know? All right, there we go. Coming in number 2, MachineWise Sonora. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. The number 1, the knife of the year, 2024. If you're looking at this and you're going, what the hell is that? This is, got some stuff on there. This is the Rek Sparrow, the R-E-K Sparrow. This is the mid-tech Sparrow. Josh over at Rek Knives also does customs, and they are like unbelievably crazy cool. This is the mid-tech. Only, I think just about 50 of these were made. So if you have never seen one of these, you're not alone. One of my favorite designs, again, let's talk about the maker. Let's talk about Josh. Really cool guy. And these people I'm talking about, although I've met Sanford Owen, I've met Ray Laconico, I haven't met the guys from Machine Wise. We've just talked online, although I do plan on going to Arizona to meet them at some point. I haven't met Josh. I think he's in one of the Carolinas, I think. I think he's in South Carolina. Correct me if I'm wrong. But again, super cool. We've messaged a little bit, talking knife stuff, and it just seems like an awesome guy, super knowledgeable, and clearly makes an incredible knife. Some of the other things he does reblades for some Spydercos for PM2s, and they are crazy cool. I definitely want one of those at some point. But this is his own design. This is the Rec Sparrow, front flipper only. Let's talk about the knife. Check this out. Milling pattern, you got this kind of diamond pattern milling on either side. The pivot, super unique. Ergos, incredibly comfortable. I mean, this thing is just killer. Now, it's not cheap. It is less expensive than his full customs, which he's making almost entirely by hand. This is a mid-tech, so he is grinding the blades. He's having the blades heat treated. He's getting the parts milled and cut, and he's finishing it all himself, assembling it, tuning it, setting the detent, setting the lockup. So this is, for me, I mean, I like this better than a full custom. And you get these precision parts machined out. You know, this would be kind of on the level of, to me, this is a tier above, like a high-end production knife, because I'm trying to think of an example. Can't off the top of my head, but because he is grinding the blade himself, he's finishing all these parts, so it's almost that custom territory, but we call it a mid-tech because he's having the parts cut and he's finishing it himself. Again, titanium frame lock. This is an M390. There we go. The action is just stupidly good. The detent, incredible, crisp. You saw the drop shot action, and it's actually broken in more and more and more. The more that I flipped it, the more that I played with this. Super smooth. It is running on skiff bearings. Let's check out centering. Oh yeah. Actually might need to tighten the pivot a little bit. A little bit to the show side, actually. Yeah, I think I need to tighten the pivot just a touch. But anyway, as far as the actual blade goes, let's take a look at it. Flat ground, he's grinding these incredibly thin behind the edge. I think he said it's like 15 thousandths. Belt satin on, oh man, yeah, comes down to a super thin edge. Belt satin, you can see the grind lines, and then kind of a mirrored stonewash on the flats. You can see the REK logo, the Rec logo. This knife is, I think it was about $800-ish. I know it's not cheap, but totally worth it, in my opinion. And this is my knife of the year. And not only because of the maker, because of Josh, the guy behind the knife, but this was a like a first come first serve kind of lotto spot. Not a lotto, like a first come first serve. So he had, I think, around 50 spots, and it's first come first serve, and that was it. I think he did 2 more customs of these, and he's been working on fixed blades and other things since then. So these are not easy to come by. If one of these pops up on the secondary, I highly suggest picking one up. The action is just, it's super unique. He's using the same detent system that is on, you can see it kind of right there, that is on the Sharp Eye Design knives, and it's on, I think also the Holt knives, where it's like a little detent nub. You get this really kind of crisp, clean snap on the detent. Really cool. Anything else? Man, let's check out some milling on the inside. Yeah, you can see the milling pockets. A little hard to see on here, but you can see it. Overall, just a super cool knife, and I would definitely get another knife from Josh. The only thing, if I had one little critique, the only thing is the pivot. You can see these kind of, how it sticks up a little bit. That's fine, but it's just a tiny bit sharp for my taste. The edges of the pivot, like these, just a little bit, feels a little bit sharp, a little bit unfinished on that. But literally everything else is like A+, amazing. And I'm super impressed with this knife. Super impressed with the design, the ergos, the action. I mean, look at that profile. Super cool. Really, really awesome. This is my knife of the year, the Rec Mid-Tech Sparrow. The Sparrow is the name of the knife. Let's go ahead and see our second place and our third place. Boom. There we go. A lot of titanium going on. If you guys have any questions about these, let me know and I will try my best to answer. And I'm looking forward to a really fun, cool 2025. A lot of amazing knife things are in the works with Knife Standards, and I'm excited to share it with all of you. All right, I'll catch you later.